Speaks, Jared and Bob flying at you. This is a couple episodes in advance here. Again, we're getting a couple here in the bank. We were just talking about our trip to Austin, trying to get some places to go down there. By the time you guys hear this, though, we should be back, right? This is Monday's episode. So,
yeah.
Hopefully we all return or don't, whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah. We got, let me see. Well, like I said, I was talking to Bill. At least we have a ton of shit right near us where we're staying. We're staying like kind of almost in like the heart of like everything. Like nothing is like anything that we need to get to is not more than like 3 miles away. So that's pretty convenient. We're staying on 2nd Street. Obviously, if anyone ever knows anything about Austin, 6th Street is the big thing. So should be a good time. Like I said, we'll be back by the time you hear this. So the NFL has had some shit go down. So I saw this over the last couple of days. I get like those CBS sports alerts. And two separate titles have had to do with NFL owners potentially having to sell their team. So one of them is Stephen Ross of the Miami Dolphins. We talked a little bit about that, right, when we had the whole Brian Flores thing. But now it's a legitimate possibility. Like it is out there in the news from reputable sources that if it is found that Brian Flores is telling the truth and actually has evidence to prove that, you know, he was being paid to lose games by the owner and all this other stuff, all of his other claims are substantiated. They say the CBS Sports News app has said that could be enough to force Stephen Ross to sell the team. So nothing new there, but like now it's legit. Now it's not just us two idiots talking about it on like this podcast. It's like national media and sports media is covering it, being like, yeah, no, this is legit. Like if it's true, then he's going to have to probably sell the team. But he's not alone. Dan Snyder has also been in the news recently because apparently something has been brought back up. They're going back through his emails or anything like that. Oh no, it's the sexual harassment stuff. They're trying to prove whether or not he solicited nude photos of his cheerleading team. So there was like that massive, whatever there was it. What was it? Like a 10,000 email dump through the Redskins thing that they went through.
Yeah, it was, I don't know the numbers, but it was big.
Yeah. Let's call it 10,000 emails that they went through. And that's how they ended up firing John Gruden, because John Gruden's emails that he had with at then the GM, Bruce Allen, while John Gruden was an employee of ESPN, said some, not good things, some off-color remarks, and was fired from the Oakland Raiders because of it, even though, like I said, we covered it on the show. It was really dumb. He wasn't employed by the Raiders at the time. It was just kind of like a hit piece type of deal where it was like distraction, right? Like instead of talking about the issues going on with the Redskins, they were like, oh no, let's look at John Gruden. Let's get him fired. Well, they did that. They pulled that off. Now Gruden is suing the NFL because of it. And also it's looking likely from the things I've seen and the tweets I've seen and the CBS sports stuff that Dan Snyder there may be some actual proof that he solicited nude photos of his cheerleading team for the then Washington Redskins. Also a very big no-no. So he might be selling the team as well if they come and again, those claims are substantiated. So we're looking at two franchises, neither one of them particularly good at anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Dolphins have been better. They were better under Flores, and then he got fired. So, but in general, two dog shit franchises potentially going up for sale in the same offseason. I don't know when or if that's even ever happened before, but could be interesting.
Aren't the Broncos for sale right now?
They're working through it. There's like some weird shit going on there because what was his name? Pat Bolin? Was that he was the owner?
I think so.
So he might still be alive, but he has Alzheimer's, like progressive stage Alzheimer's. So he signed over the rights to, it's a messy family thing. He either like signed over the rights to like his daughter and like his new wife is trying to get control, or he signed it over to his son, and then like his daughter and ex-wife are trying to get something. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on with them.
So they are for sale, and it's expected. Not expected, but they hope to have the sale completed by the beginning of next season.
Yeah.
And Antonio Brown wants Kanye West to buy them.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that tweet. Donda Sports wants to buy the Broncos. Yeah. So I guess that's three. Well, it's one definitive, but it's potentially three franchises that could be sold in the same offseason. Which
that would be a first.
I would say that's definitely a first. I don't know. There may have been a time where two franchises are sold in the same offseason, but I'm like 99% sure that they've never sold three in the same season. So I don't know. I think this could be the opening for Jeffy boy, Jeff Bezos. I think he jumps in. I think he finally gets in. This is what he's wanted the whole time. There's been rumors of him wanting to buy an NFL team for the last like 4 or 5 years. So now he's finally out as CEO of Amazon. He's just a board member now. I don't know if he's the CEO of Blue Origin, his like space company, or not, but I mean, he owns it, whatever. You can be the owner and not be the CEO. So I don't know. I think I think this is it. I think if I were to put money on like, yes or no, will Jeff Bezos own an NFL team at the beginning of the 2022-23 football season? I would say yes. I would put my money on yes.
I mean, I would say yes if the other two making three total go for sale.
Right. But, yeah. I'm living in the world where all three are for sale.
Yeah. If it's just the Broncos, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll put a bid in.
Yeah. Because that's the thing about. Oh no, yeah.
I was say so with the Broncos. I just looked at it really quick. The Robert Smith is the richest black guy in the United States, and he's a Denver native. So the NFL like really wants him to buy it.
Yeah.
So he's worth $6.7 billion.
Wow.
He's trying to raise $20 billion for whatever the fuck he does.
Jesus.
And the report was like, he might not really feel like looking for a starting quarterback. It's like when you have enough money to tell everyone to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I got bigger shit to do.
But even still, if he's worth it, rounded up to 7, say he's worth $7 billion. Like we've talked about this before too. Like it's not like you just have $7 billion sitting in a bank account.
No, but you don't need it cash, but
no, but
you need to obtain it cash, but you don't have to personally have it cash.
Right. But like that team is probably worth 3.5 somewhere around that.
I was hearing 4.
Yeah, 4 billion. Like that is 4/7 of his net worth.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to cut a check for $4 billion.
Yeah. Right. But like, that's insane.
Yes.
Like the amount of money that these guys have, which what I was going to say before is it's funny too with the NFL is you have to be accepted into their club, because if anyone remembers this from, oh God, maybe closer to like 6 or 7 years ago. Well, actually maybe more now, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. The Buffalo Bills went up for sale, and the former president of the United States, before he was the president, Donald Trump, tried to buy the Buffalo Bills, and the NFL told him no. They were like, no, we're not going to allow you in this club because we don't like you. So he was like, all right, well, fuck you guys. And then I think he started the USFL or something like that, or I don't know. This was probably, like I said, it was probably closer to 10 years ago. Obviously the Pegulas or Pagulas, however the fuck you say their name, I think it's the Pagulas. They ended up buying the Bills, but Trump wanted them. He had the bid in, he was ready to go. And like I said, all the owners in the NFL were like, nah, we're not letting that happen. And that was before he was the president. Yep. So, yeah. So it is a very selective club. You know, it's not like one of those. All right, quick update here. We got a tracker here. I'm my own self-proclaimed tracker. The mandate tracker. We've got Washington, D.C. Yesterday or today? It doesn't matter. But again, it's last week when this.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I would say this is coming out.
So last week
from now,
Washington, D.C. lifted both their mask and their vaccine mandate. So now you have DC, like the nation's capital, has been like, yeah, no more masks and no more vaccine mandates. So you no longer need to show a vaccine card to get in anywhere in the nation's capital. I saw something briefly on Twitter before we got on that somewhere in California. Oh, California. This is great. This shows how fucked up California is and how so far behind they are with everything. LA County in particular. So LA County just announced that they're going to lift the outdoor mask mandate.
That's hysterical.
So this entire time, LA County has had an outdoor mask mandate. And people wonder why everyone is running from California as fast as they can. Or again, at least LA County. But so you finally have the outdoor mask mandate gone in California. And then the other thing that I think is kind of a big deal is Disney. So both Disney World and Disneyland have announced that they will no longer require masks at their park for people that are fully vaccinated. So up until now, since they reopened, it's been, we don't care. We don't care whether you're vaxxed or not. You have to wear a mask if you come into the park. And now they're like, all right, well, if you're vaxxed, you don't have to wear a mask. So there's at least progress there. So we're moving in the direction. Like I said, February 28th in Massachusetts, the mask mandate ends in schools. That's been confirmed. Apparently, there's been a couple school districts in Massachusetts that when that was announced, they were just like, yeah, fuck it. We're just not going to do it anymore starting today.
And then there's a specific school district, Boston, that doubled down.
Yes.
They're keeping masks.
Yeah. The awesome mayor.
She sucks.
She's the fucking worst.
I don't know how the fuck anyone does it.
Yeah. So, because I'm a teacher now, I I talk with the teachers in the like the teachers lounge, and all they're doing is bitching, moaning, whatever. So I'm the new guy, right? I just kind of pipe up and go, well, at least we're not in Boston, right? And everyone was like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe I could never live in Boston. And I'm like, it's so funny because most of the teachers that I work with live in Mansfield, Foxborough, somewhere in Rhode Island, Attleboro. They're in this area, which tends to be, as far as Massachusetts goes, a little more on the right side of the political spectrum, but still not right. You know what I mean?
I'd say just closer to center.
Yeah, closer to center, right? So it's not Boston where it's like, oh no, we can't open anything. We can't allow people to not wear masks. We can't do any of that. If people around this part of the state are like, well, that's fucking stupid. The CNN said the masks don't even work anymore. Like the assistant director of the CDC said cloth face masks or facial decoration. Like, what are we doing? But like, can't say that for people in Boston. But it was funny because all I did was drop that one little line today in the teachers lounge, and everyone fucking lost. They were like, fuck Boston, that place fucking sucks. One of the teachers was like, yeah, that fucking dictator mayor or whatever. And it's like everyone just started going, and it started this massive conversation. I was like, Jesus Christ, what did I do? Like, all I did was say one thing. Like, I tried to like just be a part of the conversation and be like, oh, at least we're not Boston. And
but you say that and you think it's not going to create an uproar?
Well, I didn't think it was going to be quite the uproar that it was.
Bro, these are teachers we're talking about.
Yeah. So because I have some insider info, meaning I work with a teacher who lives in Mansfield. Mansfield was the town that when it was announced and confirmed that the 28th was no more masks, they were like, yeah, no, it's today for us. Because I asked him, the guy, and I was like, well, didn't Mansfield put in a mask mandate? Because that's obviously where he lives. And I was like, didn't they put in a mask mandate like randomly like a month ago? And he was like, yeah, that was really fucking dumb. They had it for like a week and a half, like maybe 2 weeks, and then got rid of it. And now you don't need masks in schools there. So I was like, that's super weird. And he was like, yeah, they did it. And then like right after that was when like all the new stuff came out and everyone started bailing. So they bailed hardcore.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep. All right, cool. So I think I said something to him like, oh, good to know that like that mask mandate was actually because they cared and not because of like optics or something. And he just started laughing. He made the joke to me and another teacher in there. It's like, oh, wow, you guys sound like Trumpers, huh?
Yep. That's what you should say. Yep, that's me.
Yep, that's me.
Huge Trumper.
Yeah. But I mean, he was just fucking around, but it's just funny. Yeah, teachers really like to bitch and complain like about everything. Like we know that. We like to bitch and complain.
We have made fun of teachers.
Yeah.
On this podcast
multiple times
regarding that, basically without saying those exact words, but regarding that topic. And that's before you were actually working with them.
Yeah.
And now you're working with regular teachers. That shit before was not fucking regular teachers.
Yeah, no, that was like fucking, I was essentially working at a fucking jail. I might as well have been working at fucking juvie.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Like when I first, obviously I've only been here a couple of days, but when I talked to the other teachers, they're like, oh, where did you teach before? Whatever. And I was like, oh, I was at this school called Compass. And they were like, what's that? And I go, well, it's a, behavioral therapeutic school. And they like their eyes light up and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. So, I'm used to, getting chairs thrown around and fists flying at me and windows breaking and doors being kicked in and
thermostats being punched through the wall.
Yes, the thermostats are the favorite thing to smash. You walk into a room and say good morning and you're greeted with fuck you, I hate you, that type of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can handle any of this here. And they're like, oh my God. Because like, obviously they bitch and complain, and I'm teaching 6th grade and like these kids suck, right? They're 6th grade sucks anyway, because you're 11 and 12 and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But now all the kids are all fucked up because of COVID, like being out of school and shut down and not socialized and whatever. And I think, yeah, Britt talked about this. We were at the gym that day. That she, she has juniors, but they're like freshmen socially and all that shit. And
wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Yeah, it's like, I'm dealing with sixth graders, but it's really like I have like fourth graders because they're just so stupid about the dumbest shit. And they just don't get it. But it's funny, like hearing the teachers complain about their behavior. And I'm like, behavior, like they just won't shut the fuck up during class. Like
that ain't behavior.
That's all I have to do. Like I have to yell at them like every 5 minutes to stop talking. Like there's no chairs flying across the classroom. Like there's no fights that I have to break up. Because it was one of the things, like when I was going through the hiring process, I told the lady that I was CPI certified, and she's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I knew immediately right then, like, this school, I got it. This is easy. They don't even know what CPI is. She's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think it stands for like Crisis Prevention Institute or something like that." I was like, "I don't know. It's like the whole like, situation de-escalation and all that stuff. And then they teach you how to like restrain kids and, defend yourself in certain situations and how to get away and how to do team holds and things like that." And she's like, "Oh my God. Yeah, no, we don't do that here." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I figured that when you didn't even know what the certification was, but I figured I'd throw it out there because I thought you would like it." And she was like, "Yeah, okay."
Did the Detroit urban survival guy
Yeah.
teach you how to do that?
Yeah. So the school, it's not that bad. Like I said, the kids are kind of shitbags.
Yeah, they're all shitbags. I fucking deal with them too.
Yeah, you deal with the same type of kids.
They just don't. That's the thing, is like they don't misbehave. They just don't shut the fuck up. It's like, God damn, you're not funny. You're not interesting. You're not bringing anything new to the table here.
Right.
You're just fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Yep. Like, especially for me, I'm like, I'm trying to teach a lesson. Like I'm trying to do math here. And like 3/4 of the class is like kind of paying attention and like wants to do something. But like the 6 kids that are like spread in the class that just won't shut the fuck up and are like make their little group like in the back corner and just talk through the entire class. It's like, I'll go to them and be like, "Listen, I don't care if you don't want to learn and you don't want to pay attention, but there's other kids here that do. So I need you to, if you're going to talk, whisper to each other, because you don't have to talk over anybody because you're back here and I'm in the front of the class." I was like, "If I have to talk over you, we have a serious problem." And they're just like,
"Oh man, I would crush these kids so bad."
Yeah.
That's why I could never teach. The kids always are like, "Oh, you'd be such a funny teacher." I go, "I'd get fired so fast."
Yeah.
The shit I say to these kids is it's fucking unbelievable.
What did I say yesterday or maybe it was today? Like the kids were just being fucking ridiculous at one point. So I like, I legitimately like yelled at them, put them all in their seats, got them back down, and was like, you threaten them with like sending emails to parents and bullshit like that. But I'm like, "Listen, I don't want to be a pain in the ass for you guys, but like I will. And I will start writing. I will write people up and I'll do this." But when I said pain in the ass, like half of the class was like, oh my God, you said ass." And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, what? Like, you guys are in 6th grade. Like, really? But that's one of those things where I was like, they're like 4th graders. You know what I mean? Like, all I did was say, "I don't want to be a pain in the ass for you guys, but I will be." And they were like blown away that I said pain in the ass. And I was like, wow, you guys clearly are fucked.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I was teaching high school, or what I used to do when I was teaching at the last place was be like, you need to stop fucking talking and get your shit together. Like now. And they'd just be like, "Oh, okay." Like those kids would respond to that, like the high school kids. obviously you can't talk to like elementary school kids like that, but like I would look at a kid that's in like a junior in high school and be like, bro, you need to get your fucking shit together. Like now, like you need to figure it out. And they'd be like, for real? It's like, yeah, for real. You do. Like, all right, cool. And then they'd be fine, you know? But like, I mean, that's what I mean. The
These
shit that
kids
I
are
used to
morons.
say.
These kids are absolute morons. It's so bad.
Yeah. They suck. They really, like, middle school already kind of sucks. And it's one of those too, like, I like teaching. I've always liked teaching. Like I loved being at Bridgewater, right? Like I loved, teaching at a college and that shit. Cause then you can literally, that doesn't matter. You say whatever you want because they're adults. I swear all the time. I teach like I talk like I talk, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that's fucking stupid. Or why would you say that? Like, because some kids would ask like dumb questions. I'd be like, that's a dumb fucking question. But then I would answer it and I would explain it, but I would like have some fun, right? Like you fuck with the kids because they're 19 and they think they know everything, but they know nothing. But I forget where I was going with that point. Oh, like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I obviously like teaching, but I mean, middle school isn't awesome. Like if I were ever going to be like a full-time teacher, I wouldn't go be a full-time middle school teacher.
No, it's awful. They're just so annoying.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst. Like there's no good...
Although if you do find the right way to threaten them, they usually respond. You just it's all about what will they respond to.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times like high school kids will see through the bullshit.
Right.
But like I keep wanting to say JV kids because that's what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the fucking JV kids. It's like I don't even need to threaten them that well.
Yeah.
I just need to almost like say it loud enough and angry enough, and it usually works.
Yep.
And then eventually I'll just rip them apart. Like I will shred, like I will seriously shred these kids from the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to rip a kid apart one day at the gym. This is a high school kid. So before you think I like really fucking crushed them, he's been with us a while. I know he's applying to like Clemson and Georgia and Auburn. And like, I know some of those are public, some of those are private, but they're bigger schools. Like they're not gonna be that easy to get into.
Right.
And
especially out of state.
We're doing a drill with the little med balls. And one of the things I say is just roll it back. You're not bowling. Well, thank God this kid wasn't bowling because he fucking threw it into the ceiling underhand.
Sick.
And I flipped out. I absolutely lost my mind. And part of what I said to him, and I'm paraphrasing because one of the girls at the gym can quote me. She remembers the quote, and I don't remember the quote because I was too fucking pissed. Because the other thing too is the kid never shuts the fuck up. So I fucking went nuts.
Yeah, of course.
So I start going on like my thing, like you just want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you can't even fucking throw a ball back here. I go, I have to worry about you being able to throw a ball. I don't know how you play baseball when you throwing a ball. And then I go, it's a good thing that your college applications or the schools you're applying to don't see what happens here. I go, you guys wouldn't be able to get into anywhere. I go, you guys are too stupid for fucking college with the way you act in here.
Yeah.
I go, so you're fucking lucky that it's only your grades and your application. Because if they saw how you actually act, you wouldn't get into a goddamn school. In saying that to people that care about their academics.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just distraught.
Oh yeah. It's like, it's fucking nuts. And it's like, because I didn't swear. I mean, you're a fucking moron. You fucking piece of shit. No, I just cut him from the fucking inside.
Yep.
I go, I know that he's going to be so pissed if I insult his intelligence. But what he did, there's no coming back from.
Right. Right.
It was so stupid. And that's how I cut him up. And then the best part too is he comes back. And now this is the socially awkward thing. He goes, oh, Paul, I'm sorry. That was really stupid. I go, yeah, I know it fucking was. That's why I fucking ripped you apart out there. You dumb fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think I said what I said?
You don't need to fucking tell me that. I fucking know it already. That's why I yelled at you.
Yeah.
I was stupid. I already know that.
Yeah. You're not telling me anything new.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna get shirts made at the gym that are gonna say, "Don't be sorry, just be smarter."
Oh, I like that a lot. We could
Don't.
probably put that in our merch store too.
So the only thing is, this is gonna be a product available to our people. I'm not directing them to our merch store. Because although
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not,
no.
because
Yeah.
I'm not hiding the presence of this podcast, but I'm not actively showcasing it
Yeah.
to them. So, but I think the guy Jake's gonna make them.
Yeah, like no, what I meant was we can put them like we can you can sell yours and then we can just have the same shirt that exists in the merch store. You know what I mean?
So as dumb as these kids are, they'll definitely figure out the link between that. And then I'm like, "Ooh, I heard you on the fuck."
I mean, how many people are ever going to actually go buy a shirt from our merch store?
I don't know. But that's where you're underestimating these.
Here's the challenge to all of our listeners.
This is where you're underestimating these kids because they're too fucking stupid to do this, like to do anything, to not throw a ball into the ceiling. But they'll fucking find the link somehow, some way. They're like, "Boy, I saw that shirt online." Like, how the fuck did you find that?
Yeah.
I don't know. And they literally won't know.
Yeah, they'll say I don't know, and it's like a legitimate response.
Like they literally will not know.
Yeah. Fucking dude, Spencer is texting me. He's being like, so friend of the show. Well, actually, no, we scrubbed his episode, didn't we? And by we, I mean me. I think I had to take it off, right? I don't know. I don't know how to he's being a pain in the ass. He's home from the Guitar Center and he's like, "Oh, dude, I'll jump in right now." And I'm like, "All right, just log in." Like he has the login. We
He's
split
the other half.
like,
Unless he won't be able. Can you do that? Like, can you do multiple users on the login?
Yeah, because remember when Chris jumped on for the celebrity death pool episode, he logged in from his phone and then also from the computer.
Well, actually, that's true. You don't need to be logged into Zoom to get on. That's why I can change my name each time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm not logged in.
But he's like, "Oh, dude, just send me the link." And I'm like, "I don't know how to send it while I'm already in the room."
Fucking link.
Yeah.
I mean,
fucking guy. So he's fucking Spencer. So maybe he'll jump in, maybe he won't. Who knows? I don't know how we got to stupid kids from all that shit, but
because you're working now.
Yeah. Oh, so that's another thing too. This is great. You'll appreciate this. So I have another interview tomorrow with the consulting firm, which the audience knows about now because that's how I ended the last episode when your internet shit the bed, and I had to pull a Bill Burr solo finish.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I filled everyone in on my job situation, but I have an interview tomorrow with someone who works at the consulting firm.
His name's Bob, right?
Yeah,
it has to be Bob.
No, it's a she.
Bob. This is Bob.
You
have to have an interview with the Bobs.
She runs the entire East Coast. So I'm talking to the HR lady who I had the first interview with and all that shit. And she's like, yeah, so her schedule is like super tight. So the only thing she has available right now is Wednesday between 11:30 and 12:30. And I'm like, all right, I could do that. Because I actually have a block, like I have an open like space in my teaching schedule tomorrow from like 10:30 to 12:40. Like I teach 2 classes in the morning and then 2 classes in the afternoon, and that's it. But sometimes they ask you to like cover another class in the building. So I'm just going to have to be like, no, because I have to come home for this interview. because part of the poll process was an assessment where I had to like do something on Excel, write out some stuff on Word, and then also do like a PowerPoint. And part of my interview tomorrow is presenting my PowerPoint to this East Coast woman, the East Coast czar or czarina, I guess. And I was like, well, fuck, I can't do that from the school, because I was originally just going to go sit in my car and do it that way. But I'm like, I can't do that if I have to present this thing. So I need to come up with an excuse to tell the school as to why I need to come home between 11:30 and 12:30 tomorrow.
Oh, this is an easy one. You shit your pants.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what
you seem to have brushed that off a little too quick.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is
I just fucking told you what to do. You're like the goddamn kids.
Tell them that we lost electricity in the house and the electrical company is coming at 11:30, and I have to be home to meet them in case they need to get inside.
I'm telling you, man, just hold that trump card. It's indirectly what got me out of the only time I ever called out a Stop and Shop. I only called out once. Called out like I was gonna not show up day of.
Yeah.
And it was either my junior or senior year. I was playing golf, but we never used to golf on Fridays. Spencer's in the house.
Spencer's here.
But we didn't golf on Fridays, and we were playing at Winchester. And I was on the schedule because we didn't play on a Friday in 4 fucking years. And we played on a Friday one time at Winchester, and I was supposed to work. So I get to my car after school, call. She's like, no, I really need you to come in. There's 2 people who called out already. And I'm just like, Nancy, honestly, I'm not going to make it. I've got explosive diarrhea and just shit myself. So I'm just not going to be there. And I
Can we talk about me for a second?
I mean, we can think about it.
How are you?
What's up?
Not too much. It's great to be here, fellas. Are you nervous? Because I'm like a big time podcaster now myself.
I was listening to episode 5 today.
Daniel Hank.
Yep.
Hank.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you just turn the lights off in your room? Like,
bro, it's all about the ambiance. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's one of those tap lights where you got to turn the light up when you tap it.
Yeah, but I went to Marshall's the other day, so watch this, boy. Yeah, see? Hold on. Is it bright in here now? Kind of weird. Bright so what's going on? Talk to me. Yeah, so you saw my podcast. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I listened. I didn't watch.
Well, you got to watch it because we're on YouTube now too.
Yeah, you see, watching's going to be tough for me. It's going to be tough. I don't get a lot of screen time.
You got a lot going on.
No, it's just not a real good availability for screen time.
Yeah, we're limiting our screen time for my kids too. So I get it. What do you got, about a half hour a day? That's your thing. You want to stay focused?
Yeah. Rec time is only 45 minutes. No, it's just.
But YouTube also fucks you because they don't let you continue to listen if the phone is locked. You have to pay for premium YouTube.
Yeah.
In order to do that.
Can you do video on Spotify? I know Joe Rogan can, but
Joe Rogan can. We can't.
Yeah.
No, we cannot. There is no video capability on Spotify for peasants yet.
So, do you want to know? So, let me hijack this podcast for a second. So, I don't know if you knew they're Chode. Okay, I don't know if you knew.
We're going by Chode today.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew they're Chode, but we interviewed DC from Tag Team, the infamous hip hop group, Tag Team, back again, boom, there it is. You know that whole thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
We interviewed him. It went well. The only thing was he's like a motivational speaker now. So everything turned into how, I take one thing and I turn it to 10. And he kept saying that over and over again. I'm like, so dude, tell me, you were in D2 the Mighty Ducks. Like, how does that feel? You know what I mean? And he's like, It ain't nothing. I've been doing this for whatever, but I turn one thing into 10 things. And I'm like, all right. hey, you knew Tupac, like Tupac was his boy and stuff like how did that feel? 23 years old, you have a hit record. It ain't even about that, man. And then he just kept like, it was okay. It was a motivational podcast, but it certainly wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But we're going to air it because I know Chode really wants to listen. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I every time you're in I gave you a 5-star review.
Thank you.
Got subscribed, get the downloads.
Thank you. Yeah, this tattoo guy, this is episode 5. So you did listen or you haven't listened yet?
Yeah, I listened. I just finished it up when I got home today.
I really enjoyed that interview. I like that guy's. He's an interesting cat. I mean, that guy's had a lot going on. He's more than just a tattoo guy.
Yeah. That's and he's so casual about the whole thing too.
Yeah. Tell me about the time you get stabbed by a crackhead. Oh yeah. So blah blah. He's just going.
Yeah.
So for those that have no idea, Spencer's podcast is called.
I forget. Reality
Tonic.
Yes, Reality Tonic. So the goal of the podcast
you can get the podcast anywhere you get your podcast and also on YouTube.
That's right. The goal of the podcast is to get into people's heads, have them share their reality, right? What's it like being you? So obviously the people we want to interview have cool stories, hobbies, lifestyles, and all that kind of stuff. So the first episode was just us doing our little banter, trying to get things going. My friend had his grandmother's funeral, so of course we need to make fun of that.
Again, though, that was pretty good. It was like, take everything that can go wrong in a fucking funeral, and that happened.
Right, yep. Right. And it was awful. It was the budget on that thing must have been $3,000. I mean, $300 to be honest with you. So then the second episode was. Who was the second episode? Oh yeah, Christian. Ask a Christian.
Yeah,
that was all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Gene.
Yes, our friend Gene.
We should try and get Gene on here.
Gene would love to come on for sure. He would absolutely come on. I tell him all the time, come on Mello's podcast. Yeah, well, I need the schedule and blah. He doesn't have anything going on. He's doing dishes. But he just wants confirmation. Third episode was an Elvis tribute artist. I don't say impersonator because that's actually disrespectful.
Yeah.
That dude was telling me, if you hear the little clips, he's like, yeah, I've known Tony Robbins for 25 years. He doesn't know Tony Robbins. He knows Tony Robbins how you and I know Tony Robbins. Like, yeah, I have his tapes, He's like, I did the firewalk.
He did the firewalk with him.
Yeah, but he paid $11,000 and went on the, Date with Destiny tour, the 3-day event.
Yeah, so, no, you paid to hang out with Tony Robbins for a weekend. You don't know Tony Robbins.
Exactly. That's like us, I don't know, name somebody. We're like, yeah, we've known them for 25 years,
Yeah.
So yeah, this last episode was Dan Henk, and then we're gonna air the tag team guy.
You skipped the great one.
Which one's that? I forget.
Jeffrey Dahmer's nephew.
Yes, Daniel Dahmer. Yes, Bitches, Money, Bath Salts. That was one of his big hits. So that dude is the real deal, and he ghosted me. Like, everything was great. He's like, awesome, man. I'd love to do more work with you. And then I'm like hitting him up Instagram. He's just not. He's a rap star. He's too busy. That dude, I'm convinced he lives with his parents. He swears to me he has his own house and stuff. He's definitely living in his parents' basement, just acting up, He's a horrorcore rap artist. I mean, he's the real deal. He makes us look like little petty fools. I mean, this dude has a life-size Michael Myers statue in his basement. I don't know if you watched that video, but you definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, that was a fun one. It was his music videos were like cut into it. Who does your editing, by the way? Is your buddy John?
No, my buddy Rob. He's
Rob.
The one that talks like this. That dude, like useless, but like I keep him on for comfort. But really, really, really good editing and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
That's what he does for a job. So, and then
shit, really?
Yeah, like that's his thing. And then he's my best friend, right? We're complete opposites. He's like a hardcore, like, I'm progressive. I moved to Boston for no reason. Like pretend to be poor for no reason.
Pay $3,000 a month in rent.
Yeah, and the dude grew up in Chelmsford with me, and his house is like, it was $500,000 in 2008. So it's what's that now? Like $1 billion, I think.
Yeah, probably pretty close. Yeah, maybe 1.2.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I'm oppressed. I have student loans. Like he's on that whole thing. So me and him, we just go like kind of back and forth, but we're best friends. But because editing is his main job, obviously I think he should be doing all of my stuff for free. Right. So he's getting all worked up. I mean, I harass him like that last thing, that last one he just posted, I've been on him for like 2 weeks. He's like, I'm so busy. I'm like, you need to figure out your commitments. I don't even know why I'm paying you. And I say it with a straight face. And he's like, dude, you're not paying me. Like, so,
not with that. And then with that fucking attitude, I won't be.
Exactly. So you get it. They don't think like us. That's the problem.
No.
So yeah, but me and Gene are going on, you're invited if you want. We're going to the independent wrestling. It's called Chaotic Wrestling. I know, Bob, you're a big fan of that. Chaotic Wrestling on the independent circuit, like a low budget WWE kind of thing. We're interviewing, I believe her name is Divine. She is the Chaotic Wrestling champion, and she's a Chaotic Wrestler of the Year of 2021. And so we're going to get some shots of her lacing up the boots, start, it's just an excuse for me to go to the wrestling matches at 33 years old.
Get some B-roll.
Yeah, get some B-roll. And Gene's coming with me. Gene's my camera guy. So we're doing everything, baby. We're going to Comic-Con. I'm dragging Gene everywhere.
I didn't know Gene was into that kind of stuff.
So Gene is into the video thing. I give him a hard time though, because it's kind of cringeworthy, some of the videos that he shoots. Like, he's like, Spencer, tell me about what you think about this one. And it's like some engagement photo thing, but there's no sound, so it's just like a couple staring off into the distance and Gene just like zooming in, like, and just it's okay. He's not where he needs to be. So Gene will be,
I don't know, man, might need some background music.
Yeah, or any volume at all would be really good.
A slight buzzing in the background.
Yeah, birds. I don't know, birds chirping.
No, it's just like that wire, like that's like all you hear in the thing. So a little cringy, but Rob will do my editing, Gene will do my camera stuff, and I provide them friendship. And I think that's and of course security. And I think that's kind of where we're at. We got a lot of big things coming up. So thanks for the promo.
Yeah, you're what we like to call in the biz the talent.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later.
Does all the other stuff. Everyone does everything, and then you just show up.
I'm the brains, and of course, in my head, I'm like, I'm doing everything. I'm working harder than you guys. It takes me 20 minutes to plug in my microphone. So
yeah. How was Guitar Center?
The Guitar Center was cool. I am that guy I'm a drummer, so I'm that guy that goes and just plays the drums and then bounces. So I was looking.
That's like me going to the golf store and just rolling putts, full knowing I'm not buying anything.
Yeah. Can I see this one? Can I see this one? Let me try this. Yeah, this is good. And then you get these poor guys. They're on commission, so I waste their time. I'm just it's so mean. I'm like, yeah, let me try that one out. Oh, that's a good deal. I'll think about it. But I was also looking at getting my kids some lessons. Some guitar lessons and some piano lessons, because it's old man stuff, baby. That's how we roll. So it was good. It was good to get out of the house.
Yeah, music is good for them. They don't have it in schools anymore.
It's a damn shame.
Easton, the kids were telling me, like, one kid's like, he goes, oh, I play bass. I'm like, oh, dude, slap some bass. And he goes, oh, it's a double bass. I'm like, what? Like a double neck bass? He goes, no, it's like big and stands up. I'm like, oh, motherfucker, like the big fucking cello thing.
Yeah, the cello. Yeah.
And I'm like, isn't that a cello? He goes, no, it's a double bass. I go, I think that's what a fucking cello is. But it's like they all play like whatever fucking lame instruments they do, or you have to do chorus.
Right. Yeah, chorus is still, that's what they got to get rid of chorus.
Yeah, they all do that. They were like, oh, you play any instruments? I'm like, I used to play guitar. It's been like 10 years. Whoa, you used to play guitar? Yeah. I'm like, bro, it's been 10 years.
Yeah. We all just play tabs.
Like, I can't believe you used to play guitar. I'm like, it's not that hard, man. You put your fingers in between the frets and strum.
Yeah, I remember four chords. I don't know.
Everybody knew how to play Iron Man, and that was it. That's it.
That and
Smoke on the Water.
Deep Purple. Yes. Yeah, Smoke on the Water.
So I had a friend that the only song he knew on the keyboard was Coldplay, like that. His name's Butch, and he looks like his name would be Butch. Ugly guy, right? Everybody, that's what he's known for, being gross. And there was this girl that used to go to his house. She was like, he was her friend. He was in friend mode. So I swear to you, he used to all he knew was the that's the only part he knew. And she happened to walk in. Well, he knew she was coming over. So when she walks into his room, he's playing and she's like, his real name's Eric. She's like, oh my God, Eric, that's beautiful. He's like, yeah, it's just, it's no big deal. It's just, just a little something that I know. He didn't know anything else, right? So she thought he was like this big, ugly monster that knew how to play the piano, but turns out he's just a big, ugly monster.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
Exactly. He was that kid. He had braces, but he didn't take care of them, so it was like gums would grow over his braces. Like he just had to take. The dentist was like, or the orthodontist was like, you just take them out. And he has
it's not worth it. The braces aren't worth it. You're
Yeah,
actually doing more damage.
Yeah, I don't even want your money anymore. Like, just get out of here.
Here's a refund.
Yeah.
The only person to ever get a refund from the orthodontist.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's just a car repossessed by like 19. He's just that dude. First one to get a credit card, just ugly.
Remember when the car repo show was actually like fairly popular on, I don't know, probably True TV or something?
Yeah, or like
before they started macing everybody,
So I worked with a kid who used to actually do that. And the creepiest part is, and he was a little creepy, fucking Jeff, but he would go around and be and like, oh, I was on your street the other day. And I'm like, motherfucker, how do you even know where I live? He's like, oh, I saw your car with, your plate's this. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck do you know my plates? But he used to do the car repo stuff. And I'm like, oh, is it like the TV show? He goes, yeah, except you got to be like a lot more careful than on the TV show. Obviously, they got like lights, whatever. He goes, that would never work in Brockton. I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah, like people will shoot you over their car. I'm like, all you have is a piece of paper. They'll be like, get the hell out of here. And then probably Brockton, by the time the cops get there, like you've been dead for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
Busy in Brockton.
Yeah, no, that could be, that's a job that like, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down, but I'd be scared to death the whole time, hopefully nobody will come out, but that's a hustle. That's what they got to do. That's how they hunt you down and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boot the car.
Yeah. There was a guy that was booting cars. He bought a boot and was just like booting cars, and he's like, $500, I'll take it off right now. And he got away with it for a while because I do it. Like, you got tickets, all right, yeah, well, 500. I don't even know where he could get his hands on a boot, but
yeah,
he got away with it for like a year or something.
I bet that carries a ridiculous sentence if you just like go around booting cars.
Yeah, because
like,
I don't think you can buy one of those on the internet. I'm not sure. Maybe you can, but he definitely stole it.
Yeah, then like, how do you steal that? Like, how do you unboot a car to then you know what I mean? Like, you could probably get like a acetylene torch to cut it off, but like now it's cut. Like now it's not reusable.
It's broken. Yeah, you get a broken boot. But Parking Wars was a cool show because you would see those guys like literally try to drive with the boot on, and then they like talk all this nonsense when they're driving away, like they beat the system, but they only have 3 tires left.
Bad news. It's actually quite easy to get your hands on a boot.
Is it really?
Amazon has no shortage of car boots.
Wow.
What's the price? What are we looking at?
Between 75 and $100, couple 2-packs on here.
Wow.
Are the keys universal on those things? I would assume, right?
I mean, I feel like it almost looks like one of those keys where as long as you get the right brand, like it works for that brand for like every boot.
Yeah.
The yellow?
Oh yeah, they're yellow.
Oh, dude, that's not bad. $100. I mean, that guy made his money back ×5 in the first one.
He's the sucker. I mean, that's the hustle right now. You do that in a couple cities, major cities, done.
I mean, I feel
funny
like
too. So the reason you can buy them is it's supposed to be anti-theft for your own car.
Oh yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna run to the mall real quick. Let me just boot this up, babe.
Yeah, so no one can take it.
I gotta get the boot out of the trunk. Hold on.
Like the old, like the
the
club
steering
or whatever.
wheel.
Oh yeah, what was that
steering
called?
wheel lock things?
Yeah,
what the fuck was that
the
called?
club. Yeah, can you look that up for us, Bob?
Yeah.
Can we get a package deal? I bet you those suggested items, like on Amazon.
My grandparents had one of those.
Everybody in the 90s had one. My aunt, who was so cool, had one of those.
Yeah.
Yep, the club.
Yeah. I don't even know how that thing worked. It literally, you just like clamped it on your steering wheel and then like that was it.
Yeah, so I think it was like the big arm. You couldn't steer it.
You couldn't. I think that's so funny. What if you lost the key to that thing? Which that would be me. Like, I think I had like a little key, right?
Yeah, because That's how it like locked in place.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
I forgot about those.
Yeah. You know, some people say times were easier back then. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
I had a club on my steering wheel and a boot on my car. No one's taking it.
No one's gonna steal my car.
In all honesty, though, if you were looking to go steal a car, it wouldn't be one with a boot and it wouldn't be one with a club, right? That's the ultimate defense.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm not going near that one.
You would never have to lock your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like in San Francisco. They advise the residents of San Francisco to just leave their trunks open.
Yeah, people were doing that. I saw a lady, she just had her trunk open, like, look, I don't have anything. Please don't smash my window for no reason.
People were they were doing smash and grabs. They were smashing the cars up, trying to steal all the shit that was in it. So like, I don't think it was the mayor, but I think there was someone who worked for the city in San Francisco was like, yeah, we advise that you just leave your trunk open. Like an official from the city said that. Yeah. They were like, yeah, you should just leave your trunks open so, you know, your car doesn't get smashed up. And people were doing it.
And that's like something us three, like if we were drinking a lot, would be like, dude, just leave the trunk open, right? You're like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, you really throw them for a loop. Yeah. Like, they're going to try to smash to break in, but if you let them in, then there's nothing to smash.
Yeah, it's like reverse psychology. They'll be like, oh, I can't steal anything out of this car. The trunk's open. They want me to steal something. Mm-hmm. So I'll show them.
I'm not going near that one. I don't trust that one.
Yeah.
It is true. Psychology game. So what are you guys doing? What's up? I haven't talked to you in a little bit.
Yeah, well, I was saying before, we had to scrub the episode you were on last time because of we divulged too much information about.
I was thinking that too. My wife was scared to death of that episode too. So
yeah, so I took it down off the internet. It no longer exists anywhere.
That's okay.
Yeah. So if you're new to the show, this is Spencer.
Yeah. Hey guys. So a little backstory on me. So Bob, for some reason, I wouldn't call it a man crush on Jared, but like I want, not so much anymore, no offense, but I've wanted to be Jared. You know, Jared's cool. He likes, you know, guns and coffee and like black coffee, you know, and like lifting and stuff. And I feel like I look like I would like all that stuff. I mean, I like guns are kind of cool. Like I have one, but I don't, you know, Jared like has like selfies with guns and stuff, you know, he's like a cool dude, you know, like black Rightful coffee stickers. And I wanted to do all that. Right. So he had his own website and then he has a podcast. So I go on the podcast and you were there, of course, which no longer exists. And I would say in less than 12 hours, I went and bought a bunch of podcast stuff. And then I created this whole thing. And here we are now. And I'm in direct competition with Jared, as I have always been, because I'm obsessed with him. And my goal is to take him down, you know.
You want help?
No. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I've always liked Jared, you know, big fan of his work. So I'm just trying to make this into a really big thing and just take him down because I love him so much. It's one of those things, you know, like I killed you because I loved you, and I'm not going to kill you. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not that lucky.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there we go.
There goes the light.
There goes the lights, baby. There goes the lights.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Thanks
for your great podcast. Which actually it is. I enjoy it. Like it is the concept behind it is really cool. It's kind of inspired me to want to get more guests on to like just to talk to people. I mean, not that I don't love what we do. We just kind of bullshit and banter back and forth. But every now and then it's nice to have, you know, someone else to just talk about random bullshit. I don't think we would ever be able to turn it into like a full on like interview show. Because I mean, you kind of do it, but like you said, your friend Rob is just kind of like there. Yeah. But I feel like a full on interview show where it's 2-on-1 is weird, right? It doesn't feel natural.
But you know what though? It's true. It doesn't feel natural, and it's very hard to get guests or at least be consistent with it. Like you guys always have something going on. If you look at my things, they're like 2 or 3 weeks apart. So when one's already on there, I'm already hustling trying to get somebody else on, and then it's just like people get sketched out too. You know, like I don't know, you guys. I have no idea who you are. You know,
podcast. What's that?
Yeah. So and it's like, wait, I'm gonna be on like Zoom and stuff. Like, yeah, 9:00 on a Friday. You around? You know, so.
Yeah, like that guy that bailed on us.
Why are you?
Yeah, the dude bailed on what's it called? I don't even know what
CBD
he
guy.
had like. Yeah, the CBD guy. Jared told me about bandwidth too. I don't know if you know about what bandwidth means, Bob, but he says, let's do 9 a.m. on Friday. That's where I have the most bandwidth. And I'm thinking it's like an internet connection or something. Like, oh, is he in like a better place? And Jared explained to me that cool hipster guys, bandwidth is like the energy, right?
Like
that's
their capacity for performance.
Yeah, and I thought it would have been a really, really cool conversation because like he has a CBD company and he does marijuana dispensary startups like all around the country. At least that's what he says. And then I figure like, he does the exercise stuff. I'm like, exercise, Jared, that'd be cool. And then got Jared all excited and nothing ever happened. He just bailed on me. So
yeah, I looked up, I literally read a whole study that was about the connection between, I think it was CBD and COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a thing. That was in the newspaper too.
Yeah. Like I didn't just like read the abstract. Like I went on like PubMed and like read the entire thing and like took notes because I wanted to like ask this guy some serious questions. Like he runs a CBD company, claims to be a fitness guy and has all this other shit, does startups all over the country. So I'm like, he's got to know what he's talking about. Right. So I want to make sure I want to know what I'm talking about. I did all this, I had it all ready. And then he was like, just, nah, I'm going to bail.
Yeah. So, and then I even sent the follow-up email and he ghosted me. So, whatever, his loss. I did try to get another affiliate thing with Dr. Squash, like the soap thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it takes 72 hours, whatever. Within 24 hours, they're like, sorry, no. like it's just like a thing. And then I wrote, that's a shame. We will get bigger. That's all I wrote. Probably, I think I sent it to the automated response one too. Like,
I love that. Like that's no reply at whatever.
Yeah. But that's part of my success story.
That happened to us with Liquid IV a while ago. I reached out to Liquid IV because I love them. I use them all the time. And I was like, hey,
easy on the free ads.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I have a podcast. Like, would you want to sponsor us? Whatever. I hear you on some other podcasts, all this shit. So they're like, yeah, send us your links. Right. So they want to see like the Instagram, the Twitter, all that, like the website and all that shit. So I send them all the links and all that shit. And they send me, I get an email back. Thank you for submitting everything. But at this time we're booked for podcasts. We'll reach out to you, when we're ready or something like that. And otherwise, like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
But then they sent me a box in the mail full of free shit.
Oh, that's nice.
So they were like,
classy.
We're not going to sponsor you, but like, we'll give you a box full of free shit instead.
Cool. I'm going to do that too.
I forgot they gave us the free shit.
Yeah. They gave us like one of those water bottle, like metal water bottles, a box of every flavor that they had, maybe a couple stickers. And then
you're a
one
sticker
other thing.
guy.
I love stickers.
But they had a bunch of stuff in there. It was cool, but they were like, yeah, you're not famous enough, but we'll at least send you some swag.
I think that's pretty classy. That was a good move.
Yeah. I mean, they're a huge company too.
It's definitely, and I was saying it definitely shuts you up too. Cause it's like, well, they're not a sponsor, but like they gave us some free shit. So that's pretty cool. And then it's like, we forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, like that's what just happened in this conversation. I was ready just to crap all over them. And you're like, yeah. And then the next thing you know, they're sending us bottles and free stuff. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Like, what am I going to do? Can't say anything bad about it.
Yeah. I can't be mad about that. So,
So what have I missed on this one? What were you guys talking about before?
We were given the COVID updates. What did I call them? I forget, the mandate tracker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
The DC lifted their all mandates, actually, mask and vaccine. Boston sucks. They'll never do it. So
can I tell you again, because obviously this podcast is all about me, can I tell you who I'm in talks with or whose manager I'm in talks with?
Sure.
Okay. Have you guys ever heard of a show called American Idol? First off, I reached out to Ruben Studdard, have got nothing yet. However, I think I got the best thing, not even the next best thing. But I don't know if you guys remember when American Idol came out, obviously it's Ryan Seacrest, but there was another guy, Brian Dunkelman. He was only on one season. He was the number 2 guy. If you Google him right now, you'll remember. He quit after the first season because he thought he was going to be famous. And I'm not crapping on the guy. Like, this is his story. This is what he tells everybody. He was on Howard Stern for the Biggest Loser contest, like who messed up the most in life. And this guy was on there because he turned down, like, I think a couple bucks, right? Because he thought he was going to be an actor and all that stuff, and nothing hit. He fell into drugs and alcohol and really, really, really tried. And now he's an Uber driver. So, but he has a documentary coming out about his whole story and things like that. So I reached out to him, and then I get a call from his management company, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, I only got like 5 podcasts, just so you know. He's like, no, that's fine. You know, Brian has some stuff coming up. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. And so I sent over my stuff. I got the guy's number, and just waiting to hear back. And so maybe we can make that happen. So that's a little sneak peek for you folks out there. Got a lot going on the reality tonic world.
Yeah,
you know,
check
Bob,
out the sister show.
I want to know what Bob thinks. You know, it's really hard to read his face because obviously he looks like he's upset. But what do you think about this podcast that I'm doing?
So far, I really like it. With I actually even thought so with Gene, and
well, I love it, Gene too.
I had to text Mello and I go, hey, is Gene one of those guys, like when you were doing like the van and the field trips, like just like literally could not fucking figure out how to get his shit together?
Yep.
And he's like, I don't think that was him. I'm like, well, I don't want to insult his character, but I go, I know there was someone, and they just could not figure the fucking thing out. And then I remember Spencer had to go and bitch at him for God knows what. Like I was just like in the kitchen, like making food, whatever. And I'm like, this is pretty funny.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
And then, so even the episode with Gene, which was, you know, simple, obviously he's a friend of yours and you guys know him. So there's no like crazy, you know, again, he's not fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's nephew, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, all right, like he really likes this like Christianity thing.
Oh, yeah.
I go, I'm not going to follow him, but he makes a compelling argument. He really does. Like he really does.
He's the purest of the pure. Like that dude. I realized it because we used to work at another job together in residential. And I was trying to get him to come over to the job he's at now. And I'm like, dude, you know, don't tell Justin, but I got you an interview. It needs to be on this day. If he asks you, just tell him this. And then he writes, I can't. And I go, why? And then he goes, I'm a Christian. My immediate thing was LOL, right? Like that's what I wrote. And then I'm talking to him like, dude, are you really a Christian? He's like, oh yeah. I mean, he knows, he went to school for theology, so he knows everything. He knows every verse, basically every verse in the Bible. Like he's the real deal. So I'll ask him the stuff on the podcast. That's not even anywhere close in the things I ask him. I'll call him daily and be like, is this a sin? And then he'll give me this whole thing, right? But like my brother's gay. So right away I'm like, oh, so Gene, my brother's going to hell because he's gay, right? That's what you think? He's like, no, it's not what. And then he goes into the whole thing, whatever. But I don't know if you caught that on the podcast, if you were listening. He was at an Aries Spears comedy show when his car got shot at. Do you remember who Aries Spears is? The guy on Mad TV that does like DMX impressions and like Ja Rule. You'll know if you remember watching Mad TV, this was the guy. But he was at this comedy show and his car gets blasted by a couple rounds of guns there. So Gene was in the life. Like I've asked Gene plenty of questions like, have you done this drug? The answer was no. But then I go, have you sold that drug? And then he goes, yes. So like, because he can't tell lies.
He can't lie to you.
Yeah. But he told me a story about, I'm like, you ever yell at your wife? Like, he's like, I did one time. He's like, and I really regret it. I'm like, what was it? He goes, I called her a stupid A. And I'm like, A? What is that? He's like, man, you already know what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it, but I called her a stupid A. I was like, to her face? He's like, no, I did it when I got out of the car. So I guess they were driving. He was going the wrong way. They got into a little argument. She kept going, shut up. Like every time he was trying to talk, she's going, shut up. So he gets so mad. He pulls into the gas station. He gets out of the car. He goes, stupid A, whatever. And then he gets in the car and tells his wife he has to confess to something. And she's like, what? He's like, I called you a stupid asshole and I'm really sorry about it. So like he prayed to God, said sorry. And then he had to tell his wife. And I was like, what'd she say? She's like, well, I can't really believe you did that, but thank you for telling me the truth and all that stuff. So he's a pure man. I mean, he sweats holy water. He's the real deal. So, yeah, good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy. He's fun. Like I said, we should get him on here. Just have some fun.
Yeah, he'll roll. I mean, like I said, he's going to the wrestling matches with me. You know, we're both in our 30s, so he's down for whatever. You know,
wrestling's one of those things too, where it's like I could go find whatever, put it on right now. Give me 45 seconds, and I could find my way into enjoying what I was watching.
Absolutely, yeah. But these guys, dude, like, you think you'd go there and be the weirdo? Like, no, there's guys that are in their 40s that have, like, you know, the $3,000 replica belts with, you know, your face is painted for, like, whatever local wrestler you're excited about, you know. So it's a whole other life.
So we used to have a wrestler from TNA when that was kind of doing its thing, TNA Impact. And, you know, really not to brag, but I did get my hands on the actual TNA heavyweight championship one time. And that belt carries some weight to it. Those belts are not light.
What wrestler? Is it the one-man throw ride?
No, it's Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards. Well, he's either a porn star or a wrestler. I mean,
yeah, with a name like that.
Yeah, it was Eddie Edwards. He was in like some wolf pack thing where he'd be out there like howling like a wolf. And then him and his guy, they weren't doing that anymore. He won the TNA Impact Heavyweight Championship, and then last I saw, he was doing shit in Japan.
Yeah, I guess Japan, that's a huge circuit. Like, that's a whole other.
Yeah, Japan is a huge wrestling market.
I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm a cowboy now because I watch Yellowstone. And I immediately think I can kick everybody's ass. I give my wife attitude like right after we watch it because I'm Rip, you know what I mean? And do you guys watch that show? You have to, right?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, I'm getting the shivers. Like, I'm a cowboy, bro. I'm a cowboy, and I dare you to say otherwise.
That's like when we used to watch Ozark. Like, we'd get through, and I'd be like, "Dude, we can launder money."
Yeah, like everything's simple. Like, I can ride a horse. Who gives that? No problem. Yeah, but I definitely recommend watching that show. It's on Peacock, you know, because you're gonna need another streaming service.
Yeah,
of course,
obviously.
I might have Peacock here. I'm really not sure what we have or don't have.
Check it out, bro.
I'm what people like to call a freeloader, and I don't have any accounts in my name whatsoever. So I don't really. I know we definitely have YouTube TV. We still have Netflix. I think Hulu's gone. We might have Peacock.
You got to check out Peacock because WWE they sent over all their exclusive rights. Obviously, we've just discussed you're a big fan of them. So yeah, man, if you want to be just like me, Yellowstone and Royal Rumble, you can watch any WrestleMania, bro. Like right now, if you wanted to. You want to know what Shawn Michaels did to Razor Ramon in the ladder match in like 1996? Let's watch it together.
I'll go back to oh shit! I remember it was 1997. I think they were in Philly. I don't know what year, which WrestleMania it was, and they opened with a hardcore match. I think it was Hardcore Holly.
Yeah,
Al Snow.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Shit. With Head.
Head. Look at you, Jared. Very impressed.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a third guy. I feel like it was like a triple threat to start.
Jeff Jarrett.
No,
Double J.
It was Jeff Jarrett. It was probably like Val Venus wasn't a hardcore guy, but somewhat on that level. Like, we're talking like the B side.
Yeah.
He's I guess he's heavily in the weed game too, Val Venus. Him and Rob Van Dam, I think, do their like dispensary thing. Yeah. RVD, wow. Baby.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So, but yeah, I got about 4 minutes left because I got to watch Yellowstone. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I mean, it's about that time. We can start wrapping this up. You got a final thought?
Me? Yeah. Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You guys like grilling?
I love it, actually.
I'm going to do my promo code before you guys do your promo. But no, final thoughts. Yeah, check on my podcast. Jared, it's not Jared and Bob. It's not that I'm not trying to promote you guys. It's that I have no idea how to do the social media or anything. So like when I think I'm tagging something completely different, like I'm just doing old man stuff now. Like, you know, I'll hashtag something completely ridiculous and think I'm being so funny, you know, and
just comment fire emoji.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, fire emojis, and I gotta stop. Like, I'm reaching out to people I haven't talked to since high school. It's like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey, Reality Tonic podcast. Like I forget that.
Yeah, that it's not Spencer.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like, hey, Elvis impersonator, because like that's all my thing, right? Like just random videos. But so I will try to promote you guys as much as possible.
I like your sticker idea too.
Yeah, so I got to get the QR codes on that thing. You know what I mean? So that way you can just do that. But yeah, send me your stickers and I'll vandalize everything over in this neck of the woods, and you guys can do the same. I'll send you some.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, Spencer has stickers for his podcast, and he just sticks them in random places.
Guerrilla marketing.
I'll get like a text message randomly on like a Tuesday, and it's like a gas station thing, like a kiosk where you get the gas from, and it's like
some call that a pump.
Yeah, the pump. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's just a Reality Tonic sticker on it. Like the other day, randomly on like Saturday, I get a text message of like the scenery in like New Hampshire with one of those like the eye things that you look through.
Yeah, Loon Mountain, baby.
Yeah, you used to have to put like quarters in them back in the day or whatever. Now they're free. Suck that, inflation.
Hey, I would say inflation didn't get to one thing.
Inflation went in reverse over there.
Got
him. And I was like, I saw the sticker and I was like, oh, dude, you're so white. Like taking pictures of mountains. And he zoomed in on the picture of the sticker on there and he goes, here it is. And I was like, yeah, I know. I saw it.
I tried to get even closer too. And I was like, this guy's an idiot. How does he not notice it? And then I started spiraling like, oh, I got to get bigger stickers. I sent it to other people. I didn't get a response yet. Maybe they don't know what's going on. Are the people that are physically at Loon Mountain got to see it? Are they like, do you really not notice? And then Jared told me he was JK.
Yeah.
Trickster over there.
Yeah. So
can't believe you want to be that.
Not so much anymore. But I really, really, really did for a while.
Yeah, we don't see each other as much anymore. That's what happens when you don't work together. That's what happens when I quit.
I know. You cut your hair too. You're looking good. You think you're better than everybody again. That's good.
Yeah. Well, it was time. Trying to get a real job, so I was like, I can't really look like fucking Jesus strolling into these job interviews.
But you can. And that a little bit about me. I resemble Jesus. I got a friend.
I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
No.
Do I remind you? Do I remind you of anybody?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll work on getting Gene on your podcast there. And does he have your number?
I don't know if he has my personal number. He definitely had my old work number.
Yeah, I got to stop sending stuff to your old work number. I'm gonna get myself jammed up.
Yeah, you definitely need to stop doing that. You need to delete that. How has no one taken that yet?
Not yet. I don't know. But when I got
definitely
mine too,
someone has it. They're just not responding because they don't know what to say.
Right. I know. And it's random stuff too. So
yeah, whoever like the newest employee is that got my old phone.
Yeah, I know. Hey, welcome to Compass. Here's a Fox News article to whatever. So, but all right, that's my final thought. I'll sit and wait for yours.
All right.
So my final thought, and Bill will eventually be listening to this one time. Spencer, Bill's a friend of ours.
Billy,
and
big fan.
In the real world, we're going on his bachelor party this Thursday. In the podcast world, we will have already returned from his podcast because this is coming out a week from yesterday.
This is Monday. Yeah, this is Monday's episode.
And I would just like to let it be known that I am now speaking to everybody from the future. Bill came up with a great idea, or I don't know if Bill came up with it, but he texted everyone with a great idea of in Austin on Saturday morning getting IVs. If you want to do an IV, the IV service will come to us, or I guess it came to us. I can't do the speak in the past bullshit. So the IV company will come to us. It's $2 if you want the IV, but they're bringing it to you. So it's a little expensive, but they're coming to you. And I would just like to further dive into the fact that it will not matter. There is no IV. There is no level of hydration. There's no anti-alcohol pills. There is nothing that can undo the alcohol intake of what will happen. There never has been. No amount of Pedialyte, no amount of liquid IV. Again, no vitamin complex. Nothing can undo the alcohol intake. I don't care if it's an IV. I don't care if it's a fucking like some Turkish bath. There's nothing we can do, and I will not be told otherwise.
Also, it's on Saturday morning.
Yeah, the main flaw in that is obviously it literally. So my stance is it won't matter, and then my stance is it actually definitely won't matter because we're going to go out Saturday. We're leaving on Sunday. Now I would maybe be more open. I probably not, but I'd be more open to it if it was like, hey, Sunday morning before we hop on the plane, IVs. It's like, okay, that might help, but
yeah,
we're just going to go and undo it all that night.
Right.
So, although it wasn't a very popular service, you know, a couple of guys are going to do it. I'll actually be genuinely interested to see what they say, especially Vinny, because he's one where there's not a lot of like, dude, even God couldn't fucking, and sorry, Gene, but like even God couldn't fucking help him for the amount that he's going to drink. So
correction.
Yeah. So I think that actually could be a good thing for Vinny, because I know we've talked about it. He's been more recently now in his old age. He's not been able to last an entire weekend. So for him, if he goes Thursday, Friday, and then gets that IV on Saturday, odds are he'll most likely actually make it out with us on Saturday. So our buddy Vinny, who he's been on the show before, but you know, for Spencer's purposes, he enjoys drinking. He's really good at it. To the point where I'll throw this out there. A few years ago now, we went to Nantucket for what the fuck is that thing called in the summertime? Fagawi. And he got so shit-faced on the first night that he tripped and fell on the cobblestones, because I don't know if you've ever been to Nantucket, but all the streets are cobblestones. He tripped and fell and landed on his face and cut up his entire face and fucked everything up, and had to spend the rest of the weekend with a fucked up face at Fagawi in Nantucket. I am certainly not immune to this, but his thing is he'll go real hard on the first day or two, and then the third day he just has a panic attack, like incapacitated, like can't get out of bed, like just won't move. Like I said, I've been there. Last year's guys weekend, I was down and out on the third day. I could not hang. But that's a staple in Vinny's world, because typically when we go away and do stuff, it's for like a 4-day weekend. So he usually dies on day 3 at this point.
Well, I would love to meet Vinny. And
we could have him on the show.
I want to talk to Sexy Chris. That's what his name, great. Right? Sexy Chris.
Yep. Yeah.
But I do have to go. So shout out to Sexy Chris. Shout out to Vinny. Always a good time with V-Dog. And what was the other guy's name? Billy?
Yep.
Bill. You should get Vinny on your show. He's a Pepsi delivery guy.
Oh man.
You gotta get Vinny's reality.
Yes.
But so literally
like
the
tonic, Vinny.
Yeah.
You like tonic.
Yeah.
Want to talk about your reality.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I gotta go. www.realitytonic.com. Type in Reality Tonic Podcast on YouTube, and guess I'm gonna say now. Smash that like button because I'm a hipster, and we'll go from there. All right, Chode and Jared, you guys take care of yourselves.
All right, see you later.
Bye bye.
All right, so my final thought is, this just came in from Jones, another friend of the show. He just sent this in a text to both of us. A Massachusetts Montessori preschool has shut down and apologized after a classroom full of toddlers painted black faces on paper plates and held them up to their own faces as a celebration of Black History Month. So what is the purpose of shutting down the school here?
don't know, dude. What what does shutting the school down do?
What does shutting the school down actually do?
Unless they're firing,
it's a preschool.
unless they're firing the staff and don't have anybody to work.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just, well, why? Who? I don't know.
What's a Montessori school?
It's a different type of like school. It's like a hippie school, pretty much.
Because there's one near me.
Yeah. It's right up in that area.
Is it this one?
No, that's not it. That doesn't look like it. So it's a hippie school. They do like weird shit. They don't like conform to like fucking teaching shit. Like kids don't sit at desks. They sit on like the fucking like, I don't know. They're weird. Like Montessori schools are weird.
Oh, it's in fucking Newton. I fucking knew it.
Oh, of course.
I go, this has got to be. Oh God, I was gonna say Wellesley, but yeah. So the teacher's been fired.
Yeah,
and the school's been closed due to possible protests.
Huh.
Fucking Newton. I fucking knew it. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, so my take on this is now very clear. This is what happens when fucking white people try to fucking do things. They fuck it all up.
Yes.
If you want to celebrate Black History Month, show the accomplishments and the achievements of Black people.
Right.
It's that easy.
Right.
We're going to read a book about Harriet Tubman today. And it's not about how we left the cookies out for her last night and she's going to come grab them.
Or if you really want to do like the parade thing for Celebrate Black History Month, don't have them paint paper plates with blackface. Print out pictures of historical Black figures and tape them to something and hold them around like that. So you're parading around as historical Black figures, not a black face on a paper plate. Like it's a very different look, right? If you have a classroom full of kids and one of them is holding up a stick with a picture of Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman and I don't know, George Washington Carver and like all of these people, like you're parading around with real people that existed. Very different look than a bunch of preschoolers with blackface paper plates holding them up.
So I remember, I don't know what grade this was in. I remember one activity we had was we were to, I guess, illustrate. You were supposed to pick a figure, illustrate that person, and then it was like wrapped on a coffee can. I don't know why. I could not tell you what that purpose of that was, but whatever. It stands up and you can see it and you can put it in front of you, whatever. So maybe it was just a fancy way to do it. I don't fucking know. And then you were supposed to give like, you know, some facts about the person. Who was that person? That's what we did.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Jackie Robinson, he was the first Black baseball player, which actually might not be true, but I'm not really sure. I forget what the fucking thing was. Or for fourth grade or second grade, or I don't know how old I was, he was the first Black baseball player. Now, whether that's historically accurate, couldn't tell you.
Right.
I feel like nothing is historically accurate anymore, and everything was fucking oversimplified. And now us being smarter, even though we're not, we can find things out now.
Right.
Yeah, this is what happens when white people try to fucking outdo themselves. And I understand it's preschool, so it's like you can't ask these kids to do much, but you can't fucking ask them to do that.
Right. Exactly. Like you can't do that.
Like, why did you have to do? Like, could you just do nothing?
You would have been better off doing nothing.
You would have been way better off doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not celebrating Black history, at least you're not defacing Black history or mocking Black history.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you know what we're going to do for Black History Month this year? We're all going to wear the Augusta National caddy jumpsuits. And we're all going to call each other Carl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Great.
Sick.
Like, yeah, fuck. So There you go. That's Newton for you.
Yep.
They try to be fucking, again, all you had to do was read a fucking story about Harriet Tubman. That's it. It's all you had to fucking do.
Well, no, that's the other thing too. It's a Montessori school. So they're all fucking hippies. They're like, oh, well, we have to do what the kids want to do. Honestly, like truthfully, that's probably what it was. Like, I bet you the teacher was like, oh, what do you guys want to do? And they were like, let's paint faces. And they were like, cool. Yeah, sure. Cause like, we're going to channel you to like, or empower you to channel your inner artist. So yeah, they're like, this is the shit. Like when I say like Montessori school is it is a fucking hippie school. Like they're super fucking weird. And that's
how's
like
that
some
out
shit
right now?
Yeah, but like that's what I feel like would have happened, right? Like they probably would have asked the kids what they want to do. They did it, and the teacher didn't stop it.
What is this? The Big Daddy School of Parenting?
Yeah, essentially.
Frankenstein, what do you want to do tomorrow?
Yeah. Piss on the wall.
Yeah. What do you want for lunch? 30 packets of ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah, so not a good look. Montessori schools are dumb, and you can't paint blackface on a fucking paper plate and parade your preschoolers around.
You can't do anything with blackface. Anything at all, actually.
Nope, you can't. Like I said, easy alternative would have been to just print out pictures of historical figures and tape them to the fucking plate. Yeah, like if you really want to do the parade with the paper plate and the fucking popsicle sticks, use real historical figures. Don't just paint blackface on them.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Could have been avoided, but nope.
Could have been avoided. Yeah, I would say not only so it could have been avoided and it could have been done correctly.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you could have. So your order of operations is you could have done what you said. You could have not made the paper plate thing, or you could have done nothing.
Yeah.
All of which are better. You did the worst. The only thing that you couldn't do, the one fucking thing that you couldn't do, you chose to do.
Yep.
Fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. Fucking embarrassing.
It is fucking embarrassing. Fuck Newton.
Yeah. So that's that. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, again, hit subscribe, rate, review, like, all that shit, wherever you're listening to. Thanks to Spencer for coming on. Again, you can get him on the Reality Tonic podcast. He's got some great shit over there. Like he said, though, too, he just kind of like releases them as he goes. So you got to kind of follow and see when the new ones come out. Thank you to grillyourassoff.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod when you check out for 15% off your entire order every single time you check out over there at grillyourassoff.com. Another thank you to mybookie.com. Same promo code SarcasmPod over there will double your first deposit up to $1,000. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, or on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks, or on Facebook at Sarcasm Speaks. The website is up. You go to the merch store, buy some of our merch. You get there with the link in our Instagram bio, all that shit. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Good night.